What's crack, it's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. And this is my last video of the day, so let's bang through this sucker. But before we do that, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you are in fact enjoying that content, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. It helps me get discovered and I could bring more videos like this to you. Help me quit my job. Putting too much out there. But we're going over tight ends, man, because tight ends suck, man. Tight ends are tough to project. I'm just here to hopefully maybe give a little clarity. But, I mean, it's been a weird year for tight ends, man. If you don't have, like, Darren Waller or Austin Hooper, because they were going to be studs and everyone knew it, it's been rough. You may be one of those guys that are streaming tight ends, or you're maybe affected by the bye that affects all of maybe 3 tight ends. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at who we can start this week. We're gonna start with the Thursday night game, Chargers versus the Raiders. Like I said at the beginning, Waller, man, he's been a monster. Tough matchup, but he's likely to see a lot of underneath. He should be heavily targeted. I don't think a bad matchup will affect his play. But Foster Moreau, he's touchdown dependent. It's the only way he's relevant. And then Hunter Henry, man, he's seen no fewer than 6 targets since returning. Raiders, they're 30th against opposing tight ends. Go ahead, give him a go. Detroit versus Chicago. Let's just go ahead. Let's state that the tight end position doesn't matter in Chicago, so forget about it. And then TJ Hockenson, I'd say, is a decent start here. He's seen a lot of red zone work, man. He's had like 3 or 4 drops in the red zone this year, or in the end zone. And then he also had a touchdown called back because of a penalty. It's a good matchup. 29th against the Bears, or 29th against opposing tight ends. So if you're caught in a hard place, I think he's not a bad start. I don't know why I said bad so many times. Maybe it's an omen. But we're talking about Baltimore versus Cincinnati. I almost said Chicago. Get Chicago out of my mouth. Puh. But all the tight ends are sits for me in this game. Hear me out. Mark Andrews, man. Nick Boyle really affected his play last week. Bengals are pretty decent against tight ends. They're 4th against opposing tight ends. It's just, I don't think it's not a good share for either tight end in this matchup, and this might be a run-heavy script because honestly, Baltimore could probably run through this game. They don't need a pass. Tyler Eifert and CJ Uzomah. Come on, man. I know Finley increases their value a little bit since he's a rookie quarterback. Rookie quarterbacks tend to go to their running backs and tight ends. I don't think that matters, man. Baltimore is 4th against opposing tight ends, so get that nonsense out of here. Bills versus Browns. Got another clean sweep right here. We're sitting everybody. Tyler Kroft has really affected Dawson Knox. I just don't think either is viable in this matchup. Same goes for Ricky Seals-Jones and Demetrius Harris. They face Buffalo. They're 2nd against opposing tight ends. It's just not good. It's not a good matchup here. So who do we start? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to be talking about the Chiefs versus the Titans. Ooh, you start all of the tight ends. Not true. Hear me out. Travis Kelce, he's valuable. He's valuable, man. He's valuable. It's a good matchup. And Tennessee has been vulnerable lately against the pass. Travis Kelce, you're valuable. You're wanted. As far as the Titans, man, if Walker is healthy, then he's a good go. The Chiefs are 20th against opposing tight ends. If not, I'm going to say it again, man. I know last week he kind of dudded, but Juno Smith is a good go in this game. At least statistically, using all the numbers. Put it in my calculator. I added it up. It says he should be a good start if Walker is out. Got the Falcons versus the Saints. You can't sit Austin Hopper. I just said he's the top scoring tight end, so you just can't sit him. I would only go Jared Cook in this game, so no Hill, no Arnold. Atlanta, they're 19th against opposing tight ends, so it's a good start for Jared Cook if he is good to go. Giants versus Jets, man. This is a game we could see it in the Super Bowl. It's that good. Unfortunately, Evan Ingram will be out this week. That really sucks. I'm an owner. I know, it hurts. Rhett Ellison, he feels like a tough start. I won't want to start him. Jets are 5th against opposing tight ends, so I wouldn't start him. But I think you could start Ryan Griffin or Chris Herndon. If Herndon plays this week, then you start him over Griffin. If he is out, then I think Griffin's a good start because Darnold, he likes going to his tight ends. That's why Griffin's kind of been fantasy relevant. Arizona versus Tampa Bay, man. Let's start with the Cardinals tight ends. It's a great matchup. They don't get used though. Whoops. Now, OJ Howard, man. If you really need to start this week, I think you could start OJ Howard. He's in the top 10. He's right up there with, I talk about Noah Fant with this statistic all the time, but this OJ Howard, he's in the top 10 as far as routes ran by tight ends. He doesn't really get too much opportunity, and the opportunity he gets, he kind of just drops. But it's a great matchup. The Cardinals, they've given points up to every tight end under the sun. I mean, if you're streaming tight end, or if you have like Zach Ertz or Dallas Goedert on the bye this week, OJ Howard's not a bad start. He's not. Miami versus the Colts. As much as I hate to say it, I was saying I was sicky of Gesicki, but oh man, yeah, man, it really sucks to say, but he's been pretty decent recently. So yeah, I think he's a good start, especially with Preston Williams out. I mean, he had good volume. He's had a good volume share in his last 4 games, so it's a good start. Colts are 27th against opposing tight ends, so go for it. And I think Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron are good starts. Miami, they're middle of the pack when it comes to opposing tight ends, but these guys, they might burn you, but I mean, Eric Ebron, he's got that touchdown upside, so Brian Hoyer's there. I like these guys a little bit more. But, I mean, shoot, you know what? T.Y. Hilton's not there, so I like these guys a lot. Now, Carolina versus the Packers. Start Greg Olsen, man. He's been a decent start at tight end this whole year. Packers are 28th against opposing tight ends. Good. I'll take it. Jimmy Graham, I don't think he's no longer startable. It's a tough matchup. Bye-bye. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. Oh, man. Looks like Amari Cooper didn't practice. Ooh, yeah, man. Shoot. Gotta keep up on who's practicing and who's not. I'm telling you. And we're going to... we got the Steelers versus the Rams. I think both these guys are good starts. Gerald Everett, Steelers are 25th against opposing tight ends. With Cooks out, he's not a bad streaming option. And Vince McDonald, he's been all right. Not the blow-up year we thought he was going to have, but then part of that is Ben Roethlisberger's been out. But it's a good matchup. Rams are 21st against opposing tight ends, so he might be the reliable weapon there. And the Sunday night game pits the Vikings versus the Cowboys. Jason Witten, man, he had 8 receptions last week. He's been a steady start the whole year. I think he's a good start here as well. I like both Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith Jr. in this matchup, especially with no Thielen, but keep in mind, Kyle Rudolph is the red zone threat there. It's not Irv Smith Jr. Honestly, there are better starts out there outside of Irv Smith, so I would probably look elsewhere, but if you really have to, I don't think it's terrible. And I would sit Blake Jarwin. I know, man, the guy's put up numbers, but he's so touchdown dependent. I don't want to be dependent on him getting in the in the end zone. Monday night game, Seahawks versus the 49ers. It's George Kittle, baby. You're starting George Kittle. And then Jacob Hollister, man, I've been praising him for the last few weeks. It's a tough start. I would sit him if you own him. This defense is first against opposing tight ends, and if you're not aware, that is not that good for Mr. Hollister. But that's it for the video. Go ahead and do the YouTube thing. Much appreciated, much obliged. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.